I am really thrilled to hear some of his storytelling now. So please, would you welcome to the stage Rick Hall?
Hi, Rick.
Yay.
Hey there, how are you?
Woo. Well, take it
Okay,
away.
here we go. So, like Bob said, I grew up on a farm just north of St. Louis, about an hour and a half. And you would think, growing up in a small town, it's like Mayberry and everything's so sweet. But on the weekends, and when I was in high school, we got pretty crazy, man. We'd meet up in Jerseyville, me and my buddies. We'd meet up at the youth center at the First Baptist Church in Jerseyville, and like I said, we got crazy, man. I mean, we played ping pong and bumper pool and drank sodas all night long. By the time Mom picked us up, sometimes I'd had two Sprites and a couple of root beers. It was crazy. We thought we were pretty crazy. So the summer of my 14th birthday, our youth group was going to go to the a big youth explosion down in St. Louis, and it was a big gathering. And our church had rented a bus for the occasion, and the Methodist church in town was going to go with us, the youth group. Now we didn't know anything about the Methodists. I mean, they were different than us, and somebody in our youth group started the rumor that those Methodist kids were really wild, especially the girls. So by the time the day rolled around when we were supposed to go, we were scared of the Methodists. So we let them get on the bus first. They all sat in the back of the bus. We sat in the front of the bus. And I got on the bus, and Cynthia Becker from our youth group was there. Now, Cynthia didn't come to church that often, and she never came to youth group. And she was really cute, but she never talked. She just didn't talk to anybody. So everybody thought she was stuck up. But as I saw her sitting on the bus by herself, I thought, you know what? I'll bet she's just shy and she needs a friend. So I thought I'll be a good Christian and I'll sit with her. Did I mention she was really cute? Yeah, that was probably at the core of my Christian generosity, by the way. I sat down with Cynthia and we started talking for like a half an hour. It just kept going. Well, I did all the talking, but she was shy. That's okay. I understand. And it was going so well that there was a point where I thought, you know what? I bet she would want to hold hands with me if the opportunity arose. I'd never held hands with a girl, but I thought this is the opportunity. But I'm going to wait for her to make the first move. And so she was looking out the window and she put her hand on the seat in between us. Okay, that was the first move. So I put my hand on the seat and I scooted over next to hers until the side of my hand was touching the side of her hand, and she didn't pull her hand away. Oh, yes, time to move to phase two. I really did this, by the way. I took my pinky and I started rubbing the back of her hand. Yeah, quiet little shy Cynthia did something I did not expect. She turned and said, "Oh my God, Ricky Hall, are you trying to hold my hand?" And I was like, "No, no, I just bumped you. I did." Everybody heard it. The Methodist in the back of the bus, the Baptist up front, the youth leader. It was terrible. I was mortified. I don't remember anything about the youth explosion in St. Louis because I felt I was paranoid the whole time. I thought people were talking. Oh, there goes Ricky Hall. Be careful, he's a hand holder. That night, when everything was over, we got on the bus, and all the Methodists and the Baptists, we all mixed it up. Well, they did, but I sat by myself in a seat because I needed to lick my wounds. I'd had my heart broken by my first true love, and it was a difficult day. And I was looking out the window, morning, or morning by sad. I don't mean in the morning. I mean, I was sadly looking out the window, and all of a sudden I heard somebody say, "Can I sit with you?" And I looked up, and it was one of the Methodist girls. And not just one of them, it was the most attractive Methodist girl. There was the most, any religion, she was the most attractive girl in the bus. And I thought, well, she evidently has not heard of my alleged hand holding charges. So I said, "I'm sorry, what?" She said, "Ricky, can I sit with you? You know my name?" "Well, you're still wearing your name tag." "Oh, yeah, yeah." So she sat down with me. Her name was Mary, and we hit it off, both of us, talking and laughing. It just was so spontaneous and so natural. and we just enjoyed each other's company. And then it got quiet, and that was okay too, because we were comfortable in the silence between us. And I was sitting there, and all of a sudden I felt something touch the side of my hand on the seat. And I glanced down. It was Mary. She was reaching over and she had touched the side of my hand. And I thought, it's a trick. It's a trick. She wants me to try and hold her hand. And then she'll say, oh my God, Ricky Hall, you're a hand holder. So I thought, no, I'm just going to sit here. She slid her hand on top of mine and she rubbed my hand. I'll bet she rubbed my hand for 2 minutes before I finally realized, I think she really does want to hold my hand. So I turned my hand over and we held hands. And I don't mean holding hands like, in a prayer group, where you hold with your friends, your buddy or whatever. No, our fingers were intertwined. Our fingers were doing it, man.
Wow.
And we held hands. It was just great. In the Baptist religion, we talk a lot about what heaven is like, and we're not sure. I'll tell you what it's like. It's holding hands with a girl for the first time. The bus pulled into a McDonald's parking lot. The youth advisor said, all right, everybody, you got 25 minutes. Get in there, get your food, eat, and get back on the bus. And everybody got off. All the young Christians herded off the bus except for Mary and I. And I said, well, I guess we should go in and get some food. She said, you know what? I'm really tired. I think I'm going to stay on the bus. I said, oh, sure. I'm going to go get some food. You want me to get you something? I figured, now that we're dating, I should buy her dinner. She said, well, I'm not that hungry, but could I share your food? And I said, yes, you can, because that's what couples do, Couples who hold hands like this can share food, okay? I ran inside. I cut to the front of the line. I got my order to go. Fish fillet, fries, chocolate shake, to go, stat, move it. I ran back outside, jumped on the bus, sat down with Mary, and before I could even open the bag, she leaned over and kissed me right on the mouth. It was not no, it was not everything I had hoped it would be. For all the hype about how wild these Methodist girls were, Mary didn't know how to kiss. She missed my lips. Her mouth kind of went over mine, and I thought, oh, this has got to be embarrassing for her. Poor kid. You know what? I'll give her a second chance. And I leaned over, same thing. She missed my lips. And I thought, oh, I don't want this to be a bad experience for her. I'm going to give her one more chance, And this time, she needs a teacher like me. And I'll open my mouth a little bit, this time. And okay, don't get ahead of me, people. Then our lips met. And it lingered. I'd had a little peck of a kiss before from, like my aunt or somebody, but this was a lingering kiss. And then she opened her mouth a little wider and the top of my head blew off. Oh my gosh. I had heard about French kissing before, but I never imagined that one day I would be doing it on a church bus with a Methodist, for crying out loud. Oh, man. I don't know how long we French kissed because time stands still when you're French kissing, believe me. But all the young Christians herded back on the bus. We grabbed our milkshake and fries and we played it cool. Nobody knew. And we finished our food on the way into town. And when we got done, she leaned over and she said, Ricky, fish fillet is my favorite. Oh, that was good. When we got to the church, all our parents were there waiting for us, and so there was no chance for that last kiss goodbye. But you know what? That's okay. I just had the most passionate evening of my life, so it couldn't be much better than this. But the thing is, we never saw each other again after that. But don't feel bad. We were fated to not be together. We were like Romeo and Juliet, or the Hatfields and the McCoys, or like any of the couples from Love Island, I mean, everybody knows a Methodist and a Baptist could never be together. Thank you, guys. That was fun. I do have my podcast, So Says Rick. I tell a story every week, and my lovely wife, Laura Hall, helps me host that. And we'll be playing with Bob Baker and some people tomorrow night at 8:10. So come join us.
Woo!
Thanks for having me on the show. That's my time.
Yeah. Great story. Woo!
Thank you, Rick. Thank you, Rick.